see things happening, especially in evolution, and when you begin to grow and when you begin to change. It's something I call the hourglass effect, and it goes off of the shape of the hourglass. You know how it's wide in the beginning and skinny in the middle and then wide again. Well, when you first start out and you first start your evolution, you start out with the people, and most likely a lot of people that you've attracted over the years of your life, people that you have manifested over how you thought in the past, and things of that nature. Well, what happens as you begin to evolve, they begin to fall off. Those, you may not have the same friends anymore, and not because you hate them or you dislike anything of that nature. You just grow. You grow and you realize that some people are not just meant to be in your life, and either they just fall off, they catch the vibes and they move on or whatever, but it narrows and you feel kind of alone in that middle portion of your journey, to where it's just like, wow, you don't have a lot of people around you like you used to, and then all of a sudden, what happens is the frequency that you're on, it attracts other people that are on a similar frequency. And that little narrow area in your life begins to expand again with people who match your frequency. And it's the most beautiful experience ever when you realize that there are people that are out there that are doing the same things, that the same work that you're doing, that are evolving, that are trying to become better. And it literally strengthens your journey, and that it becomes, instead of that narrow, lonely feeling, you get that, oh my gosh, I'm finding myself, I'm finding my tribe, I'm finding people who match that energy, and who are headed down the same path as I am. And I that comes into my head because I like to explain that to people, because a lot of people, they're afraid of their evolution and their change and their growth, because they feel like they're going to be alone. And they know that it's going to shift some things with the people that they, had relationships and friendships with before. And I will agree with that. It is. It's going to shake up your very existence, shake up your very thought process. Your desires will change. You will not like the same things that you liked before. So your connection with those old people, it will dwindle. I mean, it just comes with it, unless there are people that are in your past that are trying to do the same work. But a lot of times it's not necessarily that. I will say, you might, inspire some of them to do the work as well. But you get that narrow place, and I just want to encourage people who are on this journey to keep working, keep evolving, keep transforming, change your perspective and your perception. Keep at it, no matter how lonely it feels in the beginning, because that narrow space will begin to widen with people who are actually on the same path. And also, this is a huge thing too, the more you do the work, the less you're worried about how many people you have around you, because you're whole within yourself, and you begin to give yourself everything that you need, that you felt that it took somebody else to do for you, to give to you. You realize that you had those keys within yourself to unlock that peace and happiness within yourself. But your journey will be beautiful. You will meet a lot of different people, and God will, God, the universe will replace the things you lost, double, triple fold. I'm telling you, it's the best feeling ever. Hello to all my evolutionary manifestors. I am so excited that you all decided to take this journey with me. And I hope that everything that I experienced up until this point within my evolution reveals the strength that you have within yourselves to do whatever you put your mind to. The Evolutionary Manifestors family was built off of the reality that we are gradually developing, constantly changing, constantly evolving into the people that we were supposed to be. And if we unlock the power that we hold within us, there's nothing that can stop us, and nothing that's impossible for us to bring into existence. To all my evolutionary manifestors, keep working, keep evolving, keep transforming into the person that you were designed to be. What's up, my beautiful people? Oh my gosh, listen, you guys inspired me so much yesterday going live with you all. I was like, you know what? I don't want to wait any longer. I want to speak to y'all now. And as you all can see, it is not visual. It's all you it's making you listen. It's focus having you all focus on the voice itself. I am so excited to finally be back and communicating with you all. This right here is something separate from the Kicking It with Lyric official show. It is a branch off of the Kicking It with Lyric official show. It is called
Let's talk real talk.
Yes, baby. We're going to have some real conversations and talk about some real amazing things today. We have an amazing guest, somebody I love tremendously. She's a sister to me. She's powerful. She's amazing. She has multiple gifts that I'm going to actually have her get on here and talk about and explain. She's going to talk about her journey. We're gonna have just a free fall conversation like we always do. We're gonna talk about just the journey itself and self-love and evolution and all these beautiful things. So without further ado, my friend, my amazing friend, I'm gonna go ahead and give her professional name, Miss Empress Butterfly. What's up, goddess?
Hey, baby, how are you?
I am doing amazing. How are you?
I can't complain. It wouldn't do neither one of us no good, honey.
It is awesome to share a space with you. I know we've been talking about doing this for quite some time.
Right?
And we've shared so many amazing ideas with each other. And I was
Hmm.
like, you know what? It's time for me to get my sister to talk about her experiences because you're so freaking powerful in my life. Listen, everybody's like, who do you talk to? Who encourages you? Listen, I have several people, but
Right.
this woman right here has really been an anchor in my life, and I
Aw,
love you, goddess. First, I want you
I
to
love you
introduce.
back.
Thank you. I want you to introduce yourself to the people.
Well, like you said, I go by Empress Butterfly. Now I'm a very young woman going on my journey just like anybody else.
Yeah,
Everybody goes through their struggles, everybody goes through their joys,
yeah.
just like everybody else. I'm the same.
Come on now, come on now. Now the name, this that name is beautiful.
Thank you.
Can you explain the name to the people?
So actually, starting with the butterfly part of
Yeah,
it, or actually, nope, I'm nope. All right,
yeah.
Empress. In tarot, if anyone knows anything about tarot, the Empress card talks about being a divine feminine.
Yeah,
And so I wanted to tap into more of my feminine energy because for so long I operated out of my masculine energy. I didn't even
got
know
you.
how to be feminine.
Mm,
So I wanted to get closer to that.
got
And
you.
so with the name butterfly, literally the symbol of butterfly is renewal and rebirth. And so
Mm,
anytime that I am talking to anyone going through my journey and everything, it's all a transformation. It's
yeah,
all becoming anew. And so being a divine woman who is going through her journey,
come
the
on now.
name divine butterfly, here it is.
Yes, it's like it automatically birthed itself and unfolded.
It did.
And it describes a lot. It describes you. You are Empress, baby, and you are transforming in so many different ways and evolving.
Hmm.
Can get I want to get into, because I know your gifts and talents, and we'll get to those in a
Hmm.
bit, but I want to start off, with your journey. When did you consciously? Because I feel like we've all been, once we were birthed, we started our journey. But
Hmm.
when did you consciously start your evolution?
Consciously. I would say it's been maybe about 4 years ago.
Got you.
I was in the middle of you can call it what you want, but we'll say a relationship.
Got you. Got you.
It's definitely a toxic relationship.
Got
And
you.
as I was going through it, I was like, I needed something more from
Yeah.
myself. I needed something more from this relationship. I needed something more out of life. It did.
Yes.
And I just felt so empty all the time. So I was like, I need something. And so it
Mm.
was like one day I was sitting there and I was like, well, if you want something new, you got to do something new.
Come
And
on
you
now.
can't sit and do the same things over and over again and expect something different. It's
Mm.
literally the definition of insanity. So I got real single.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Got real single.
You know what I've noticed? I've noticed. I've talked to a lot of people that that have had these like sparks of evolutional growth, and it
Hmm.
all often it does come out of a traumatic experience that just
Yeah.
was caused them to wake up, and relationships is one of those heavy things.
You know why? Because relationships make you take a real deep dive and look at you.
Mm, mm,
Because at the end of the day, you can go through and you can point the finger at everybody else, but in a
yeah.
relationship, it takes two. It takes two to make it work. It
Yes.
takes two to
Yes.
mess it up. Let's be for real
Yes.
about it.
Yes.
So when you sit down, you stop looking at what the other person is doing and you start to look at yourself, then it's like, okay, wait, I
Come
need to
on
take
now.
some time and be by myself so that I can figure out who I am, number one, because I didn't even
Mm,
know who I was. And then two, who am I supposed to be? What is my whole point and purpose of being here on
come
this
on now.
earth? Like in this experience, what is the point? It can't be to be with this person who I don't even like. So
Man. Like, look, I gotta shift some shit, man. This is this,
it's
and
not
this
about
ain't it.
that. And I'm not designed to just work, pay bills, and die. So it's like something. There has to be something more. It got to
Mm,
be. So
mm.
honestly, for me, that pretty much catapulted my whole journey because once I got by myself,
Come on
man, the
now.
stuff
Come
spirit started doing with
on.
me, you should definitely know. To be
Because
honest with you, a
whew,
lot of this stuff that I'm doing now was not a part of my plan.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Come on now.
It
And it's
wasn't.
like it's that getting to know yourself and falling into that space of the unknown, and
Mm-hmm.
allowing the unknown to take you places. And those are actually things that's crazy that we get there, because those are actually important things that we're going to actually talk about, because we get all those questions, how do I find myself? How do I get to know myself? And something Shay, I'm sorry, you guys, I know her as Shay. So
It's okay.
but something that I hear, a lot of people like, how do you get to know yourself? How? And I tell people, and I want to hear your perspective on this as well. I'm like, how do you get to know anybody else? You spend time with them,
Right.
you go on dates, you hang
Mm-hmm.
with them, because spending time with yourself is all about getting to know your patterns,
Mm-hmm.
the things that trigger you, and it's consciously spending time with yourself. How would you express getting to know yourself? How did you go down that path of getting to know you?
Well, first get by yourself
Mm,
because you can't get to know yourself when you're around other people and you got all these other influences and all these people in your ear. Get
come
by
on now,
yourself.
come on now.
A lot of it for me, I had to start doing some journaling to start
Yeah.
talking about what things that I like, what do I don't like, what brings me joy, what brings me sad. I had to
Hmm.
really sit down and say, okay, well, I went back down to the basics like I was dating somebody. What's your favorite color?
Right, exactly. Exactly.
What motivates you? What
Hmm.
inspires you? Um, what is love to you?
Come
Before
on
you can,
now.
what are these things? So honestly, for me, I had to start sitting down and start just literally going back to the basics like I would anyone else and start
Yes.
asking those questions and start putting myself under the microscope.
I'm telling you, and you know what I found out when I started doing that, I started consciously spending time with myself, because it
Mm-hmm.
it really made me, when I was consciously doing this, I found out that I was very uncomfortable doing it. So
Right.
and because for so long, I I never gave myself that type of attention. So it was very
Right.
uncomfortable. But I
Mm-hmm.
started noticing certain patterns and certain things that I thought I liked. I didn't even like. I was
Not
living
at all.
somebody's completely different life. I was living somebody else's life.
I was living my parents and my family life, if you want me to
Come
be
on,
honest.
let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Since you went into that, because that's very important. The parent thing, the parent thing is very, very important to talk about. Because we adapt, those our ways of thinking, and our thought processes through our social constructs. What
Mm-hmm.
kind of upbringing did you have?
So, like most people, I came from a very, very religious and Christian background,
Got
down
you.
to the point that my great grandmother was a PK. So
Got
of
you.
course the rest of us had to follow suit. It was back. It started out being Baptist, and then it changed to Methodist, and then it changed to Apostolic, and it
Mm,
changed to Pentecostal. And it was like, honestly, yeah, that was my background because I was
wow.
like, what? But then I started noticing even just my aunt. branched off into Jehovah Witness, and so now we have that aspect joining in too. So
Mm.
it was interesting for sure.
What was that moment where you were like, because I feel like everybody has that aha moment, like, this ain't for me. Like, what was that moment, in which in that spiritual setting, as far as I'll say the foundation of Christianity. What was that moment you was like, man, this ain't working for
I'll be honest, mine didn't. I didn't wait till I was an adult to get that. I got
me?
that as a child because, like I said, my aunt became a Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah, yeah.
And so my mom and my aunt did a lot of fighting as to whose religion was right, even though they both are a
Mm.
derivative of Christianity. And so it was at that moment that I said, you know what? It's going to
Wow.
be enough for me. I mean, I'm
Mm.
going to do what my mom tells me to do and be obedient to my mother for as long as I have to. But honestly, at that moment, I was like, nah, because anything that's supposed to be God oriented should not cause division.
Co- Come on, can you say it again? Can you say that again? People need to hear that. Can you say that again?
Anything that is God oriented should not cause division.
Come on now. Come on now. And that's what people need to understand. People need to understand that. And I'm so glad that you said that because that's what I saw growing up. I saw a bunch of division. It was
Mm-hmm.
so much division. And even, it was causing me to divide myself.
Right.
It was so many parts of me that I tried to throw away certain parts I tried to accept off of other people's perspective of me and what I
Mm-hmm.
should be. It's crazy. It was, what, I was more sick than anything.
Right. Sick and confused.
Confused. I was so confused. I was so confused. Like it was crazy because my everybody knows my sexuality,
Mm-hmm.
and I would the confusing part for me, and the thing that got me to shift was I would stand up in church and they would have me sing in their choir, right?
Yep.
And I would have people slain in the spirit. I mean, people all over the church crying, they going
Same.
nuts. And then I'm looking like, well, if I'm going to hell, how is this possible? How am I?
Because that honestly, that was one of my questions too,
Yeah.
because I'm like, not only are you saying people of different sexualities, but then you got people who are having sex before marriage. You have
Mhm.
people that are lying, people that are cursing. So it's like, at what point do we not go to hell?
Right, right. Come on now.
Because
Because it's like at this point,
what exactly is going to keep us out? Because I mean, some of this stuff is like, I don't. It's my human nature. How do I completely go against
right,
my human nature?
right.
Like, I don't know how to. I don't know how not to go to hell. Can we start there? Like, because I mean, you keep saying just pray, but I mean, praying don't take away certain feelings sometimes, you know.
Right, right.
So it's like I don't understand.
So
I don't get it.
you are a tarot reader. You
Mm-hmm.
you have multiple different gifts. You guys, Shay she doesn't even really need cards. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Before she even actually like even picks up the card, she's already reading. These gifts started coming up, and I know, like you said, you were raised in that type of background. How did
Mm-hmm.
your parents take you stepping off into these types of gifts?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know.
Yeah, got you.
I didn't care.
Come on now.
I never asked. Seriously, because me being intuitive has been there since I was a kid. They
Got
called
you.
it prophesying, but sure, call it what you like.
Yeah,
But I've been this way my whole life. So when I decided to go a different route with it, I
yeah.
didn't ask for permission
Come on now.
because I felt like I didn't need anybody's permission to live my life.
Yes, yes.
So I didn't ask. I don't ask now. If they got a problem with it, if they have a problem, I guess they'll speak on it. But if they don't speak, I don't ask because I don't care. It's not your life; it's mine.
It's like, hey, you
So
gonna have to figure it out, baby. I am who I am, and you
I
just gonna have
am
to
that I
deal
am
with
when
it.
I am.
come, come on now. What you say? I am
I
that I
am that I
am.
am when
And
I am.
I'm telling you, and that's something I've had a conversation with a lot of people, about. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
we are who we are when we need to be it. and that we have to give ourselves the freedom to do so. A lot of times we hold responsibility for us to stay who we were,
Right.
and that's what keeps us wrapped up in that loop. But when God was asked who he was, what did he say? What did he say, Shay?
I am that I am.
Period, baby. Listen, y'all. Right now, what I want to do, I want to take a small little break. It's just going to be something really, really, really quick. Shay, hold on for me for a second,
Okay.
and we're going to get right back into it. Listen, as I told you all, Shay is multi-talented. She does tarot, she does multiple different things, but she also has a jewelry line that is amazing beyond understanding. And baby, it's not only jewelry, it has healing qualities. And as you have seen in the Kicking It with Lyric official show, I have shared this commercial before, but I am going to share it again.
Oh.
Are you looking for jewelry that is not only stylish but unique? Well, look no further because High Maintenance Creations has exactly what you need. High quality jewelry with a range of styles and also healing properties. Yes, you heard me right. Jewelry that would not only have you looking good, but baby, it would have you feeling good. Head on over to their Instagram at HMC0619 and make sure you tell them that Lyric sent you. Now, y'all didn't think I was going to leave y'all without a discount code, did you? At the point of checkout, make sure you use Lyric21 to get 20% off. Get that 20% off and enjoy your amazing jewelry.
Now, I'm going to tell y'all this. Now, that commercial was made a while back, so the discount code, I don't know if you still got that, all right? Look, y'all gonna have to talk to my sister about that, but baby, you got the jewelry now, and you still gonna get the healing qualities, but you're gonna have to pay full price. All right.
You know what? Actually, because you showed it on here, I will honor it.
Oh, see, that's
Because first of
love.
all, I didn't even know you were gonna do it. So you know what? They come to me just off the strength of you. They still got it.
Oh, see, y'all, that's that loyalty and love right there. You see that, and me and Shay have been vibing like that for quite some time. Listen, when it's kind of like she has stepped off in her journey, a little bit before me, a while before me, and I was going through some craziness, man. Like Shay said,
Mm,
it takes a strong situation sometimes to shake up your atmosphere and
mm-hmm.
to let you know that you need to go another route. And that's what happened to me. A crazy breakup and all of that stuff took place, and my sister was there for me. It's kind of like, I don't know, we met years before, but
Years
we were like,
back when I initially lived here.
yes. And now we're at this point of evolving and becoming better people. And she was there for me. And one thing that we consistently learn and what we consistently do is spend time with ourselves and find something that we call self-love.
Mm-hmm.
And that brings me into that. That's something that is so important for us to have, is that self-love. And how
Absolutely.
how did you, like, your self-love journey? I know you started your spiritual journey, but when you really locked in, what was that moment for you, Shay, where you were just like, man, I gotta love myself and get off into loving me?
To be honest with you, those journeys were simultaneous
Yes.
because I had to get to a place of learning how to love
Hmm.
myself to, first of all, get out of the situation that I was
Come
in,
on
because I
now.
had to feel that I deserved more than what I was allowing myself
Mm,
to to receive, because I can't say what somebody else is giving me. It
that's
was
it.
what I was allowing myself
Come
to
on now.
accept.
Yep. Yep.
So I said, okay. So that was the first thing. And then honestly, I had to sit down and ask myself things like, well, what exactly do I feel love is?
That's it. That's it.
What is the definition of love truly? Like, what is the biblical definition? What is the spiritual definition? What is the Google definition? What is
Come
my,
on
what
now.
is everybody's definition of it, so that I get a clear picture of what it looked like, so that for me, I had that understanding, because my definition of love is not going to be the same as
That's it.
everybody else's.
That is it.
But then I
That's
had to
it.
ask myself, for what I see love is, do I give myself that? And when
Mm,
I was honest and looked myself in the mirror and was like, nah,
come
I
on now.
don't. And
Mm,
when I tell you, I cry, and I don't cry a whole lot. Let me be
yeah.
honest, I
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
But I cried myself to sleep that night, because I was like, oh my God, I'm sitting here trying to get somebody else to love me, but I don't even love me.
Come on now. And I
So
think you find that, Shay, and I'm sorry, but
no, you're good.
you find that when you start the process of getting to know
Hmm.
yourself, because you're so uncomfortable with it.
Right.
It's literally like I tell people all the time, like, yes, it's going to be uncomfortable, but what you need to understand is this journey has nothing to do with you fixing a relationship with mama.
Nope.
This journey ain't got nothing to do with you fixing a relationship with daddy. This journey has everything to do with fixing everything with you and you.
Yep.
And the reason why I say three U's is the you now,
Hmm.
that middle you, and that little you on the
Hmm.
inside of you, building that bridge with that relationship. Because if you can't, if you can't understand what your definition of love is, you can't test the authenticity of what somebody else is giving you.
Facts.
That's impossible to do. And that's what we're seeing a lot. Do you see, I know you do readings, and a lot of this stuff is confidential. You can't give all that information out, but do you see that issue, that most of the issues are rooted within just that self foundation of self-love?
Honestly, yes.
Got you.
Almost every person that comes to me for a love reading,
Mm.
the first thing they're
Mm.
in a jacked up situation, still asking a question that they already knew the answer to before they
Oh,
came to me. They know. You
they
already
know.
knew the answer. But I mean, if you want to pay me, I'm gonna still take the money. But I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But no, seriously, like you already knew the answer. But the first and foremost, while you're trying to figure out if this person loves you, do you love you? Because you can
Mm.
only test whether or not they love you by whether or not you love you. They can only
Come on
You
now.
can only love them as far as you're willing to love yourself,
Come on now.
and they can only love you as far as they're willing to love themselves. So first of all, do you love you, and do they love you? I mean, do
That's
they
it.
love them?
That's it. And a lot of times, like I tell people, like, you're asking, do they love you? But you must understand, you got to ask yourself, do you love you? Because your external world is only a physical manifestation of what's going on from the inside.
Correct.
So, and a lot of people, like you said, they know the answer.
Hmm.
Majority of the time, they just want permission.
Right. And I don't understand that either. Why do you need permission to live your life? I don't know.
They
But baby,
want
I love you,
permission.
and I'm gonna help you get the permission that you need from you. Okay. I'm not gonna give you permission, but I will help you
Exactly.
to get
Exactly.
the permission from yourself. Because like I
Exactly.
tell anybody who's gonna come to me, look, everything is gonna start with you.
That's it. That's it. Everything begins with you. And man, I've gotten to the point, Shay, of taking that in. Things that's external don't even fuck with me no more.
Mm,
They don't. I'm so at peace. I'm so unbothered because I had to learn to take my power back from everything external and be able to create a beautiful oasis within myself that could not be unshaken. And I had to
right.
make sure that my roots were rooted in me
Mm-hmm.
and not in this world.
Facts. Be secure in self, honey. All day.
All day. So Shay, you have a lot, that you're working on, that you're doing, and
I
that you're going
do.
after. If you can, if spirit even allows you, what kind of things are you headed towards, or what are you looking for within yourself within, the next coming up year?
The next coming year, first of all, just being the best and highest version of myself, first and
Oh,
foremost.
come on now.
Because this journey that I'm on, it never ends. It
Yeah,
continues
let's
for as
go.
long as I'm alive. But one of the things that I'm going to be doing coming up soon, just waiting for my clearance, I'll start doing the YouTube channels and
Yeah.
being on TikTok. So I just finally posted my first video. But
You
I
own it
need
though.
permission. I need permission first from spirit.
Yes,
Now, if I don't
yes.
get permission from nobody else, because I need to make sure that what I'm doing is in alignment with what I'm where I'm supposed to be. That's the
Come
only
on
permission I
now.
need. I don't need permission from the world. I only need permission from the Most High. Okay, let me
Period.
make that clarification because we did just talk about permissions. But you,
Let's make that separation, y'all. We
very
talking
much
about
so.
something different.
But of course, I still have my jewelry line, and I have a couple more things that I can't talk about just yet because they,
Period.
you got to hold some things close to your heart. But my
Mm.
jewelry line is going to continue. My art is going to continue.
And
Um, Go ahead.
was something you just said, that's beautiful. Keeping certain stuff to yourself. You got to.
Mm-hmm.
We talk too soon.
Too soon and too much. Because what'll end up happening is you'll realize that, hey, first of all,
Yeah.
people start to attack
Mm.
your vision
Got you. Yeah.
because the vision wasn't given to them. The vision was
Period.
given to you.
Mm,
So you will then mess around and not go for what you're supposed to have in your life because somebody else don't
yeah.
agree and they don't align with what you're saying and what you're doing.
That's it. That's it.
I
That's
don't
it.
subscribe to that.
And we talked about something too, how a lot of people will have their internal insecurities, and
Mm-hmm.
inadvertently they might be jealous of something that you're doing and not
Yep.
know that they're casting something on
Mm-hmm.
the things that you're putting out there, and you're thinking that this friend of yours or somebody that has been really close to you would never do something like that, but on accident they're actually putting a little putting energy into your plans and not even realizing it. Can you talk about that as well?
Oh yeah. So there'll be a lot of times where you'll say something to a good friend of yours, and I won't say who I said this to,
Right.
but even my move,
Yeah.
I literally uprooted my entire life and moved to a whole nother state, didn't tell nobody.
Yeah.
Well, let me not say nobody. I told maybe what, 5 people, but
Yeah.
of the 5 people that I told initially, that's what made me stop telling anybody else because, well, why are you doing that? Well, why you gotta do this? And well, if you don't understand this, why you gotta do this? And there was too many whys and
Yeah.
too many, well, I don't think you should do it. I don't feel like, well, apologies, but this isn't your life.
Come on now. Right.
This
Right.
isn't your path. This isn't your journey. You know what? I was just telling you because I wasn't gonna be here anymore.
Right.
However, um, if you feel so, so deeply about it, um, we can FaceTime or we can never talk about it again,
Right. Right.
but I'm still gonna leave.
I'm still gonna do what I gotta do,
I'm
baby.
still out because this is still my path.
Right, right. Because some people don't, a lot of people aren't, taking certain journeys, to heal certain parts of them. They just don't know yet, and it's because those specific pieces of them might not be healed or
Mm-hmm.
dealt with. They can be casting stuff from their shadow, man, and they don't
Correct.
even mean any harm. These,
And sometimes people are operating out of fear.
yeah,
Most
yeah,
times,
yeah,
people are operating out of fear because it'll be a situation, and one of the ladies in particular, she has a whole family. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? So no, you couldn't lead the life that I lead.
Come on
You know
now,
what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
I'm a single female with no children, no husband. No,
yeah,
I can get up and move whenever I want. But you, number one, we're not even in the same age bracket. Number one, but number
yeah.
two, you have other attachments in your life that I don't have,
Exactly.
and so now you're speaking what you can't do on me. No, ma'am.
And that right there is why you should know thyself.
Absolutely.
That right there is the biggest piece, because I realized in my life I adapted my parents' um, belief system. I
Mm-hmm.
adapted their insecurities. I
Mm-hmm.
adapted their limits on their life, and for the longest, I took that stuff on as mine. So
Right.
I operated in that, and when I started getting to know myself and started getting away from that stuff, I was able to release it. But a lot of times, these limits that we have on ourselves aren't even our own.
They're not. It's somebody else's limitation of where they can't go. And it's
Come
like, well,
on,
just
Shay.
because you can't go don't mean I can't go.
Right,
I mean, I
right.
appreciate your input. However, you know,
Like, no, man.
thank you, but no thanks.
That's it. It's like, man, listen, you gotta find your own path. And a lot of times, a lot of people aren't gonna understand that path.
They are not
They're not gonna
literally
get it.
living it right now. They are
Come
not going to
on.
understand. My business even has skyrocketed
Yeah,
since
yeah,
I left.
yeah,
And you would think that because I'm in a major city,
yeah,
it would be the opposite.
yeah.
No,
That's so
because I wasn't where I was supposed to be.
so that's something we call alignment. Listen, I done got to the point, Shay, I don't even talk manifestation anymore. It's like
Mm-mm.
aligning
Alignment.
yourself. Ooh,
Getting in the place you need to get.
let's talk alignment. How like, because that's a powerful thing, because when you align yourself, it's just kind of it, and that's a part of the unknown. That
Hmm.
it definitely is. They're one in one. They're hand in hand. But when you align yourself, things just begin to unfold in your life.
You have no
How
idea.
how has that happened with you? Just like unfolding.
Well, for one thing, I'm starting to meet people who I would have never known had
Mm.
I never shifted and moved.
Yes,
And
yes.
so now I have connections in places and with people who are who way past
Come on now. Yeah,
where I have ever dreamt of even trying to
yeah,
go.
yeah,
But now we're friends.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Even you, let's just
Come
start
on,
with that.
man. Yes,
Because there are places that if you and I were friends, today I would not be here.
man.
This right here, us
Yeah.
talking, is alignment.
Oh, that's it.
Because again, I like I told you earlier, a lot of this I had absolutely no plan in doing. I
Yeah,
had no plan in being in front of a whole lot of people. I didn't even have a plan in doing tarot. I was just
yeah,
always intuitive.
yeah. Come on now. Yes,
Not
yes.
that I need it, but still,
Hmm.
when you get into the place that you're supposed to be, you'll start to realize that things start to unfold a whole hell of a lot easier for you.
That's it. That's it.
You'll start to, now that's not to say that life still won't have its turbulent moments, because
Hmm.
you still
Hmm.
have to have you're still going to have pains when you grow.
Yes, yes.
But even in that pain that you when you're growing, you can still actually enjoy the journey.
That's it.
Whereas when you in a place that you're not supposed to be in,
Ooh,
that
ooh,
pain don't make you grow.
it don't.
That pain stunts the growth, and that pain will make you feel like you just ain't nothing and nobody, and I don't subscribe to that.
I'm telling you, it will put you there. It's like it's like you're gonna go through things, and I
Mm-hmm.
mean that pressure is beautiful, but it's a beautiful pressure, like you said, and but it's more of the path of least resistance.
Correct.
It takes you down the path of least resistance. It's a flowing path than more of like you're dragging,
Mm-hmm.
because there's a huge difference dragging
Huge.
in your life and flowing and taking things for what they are. Because when you're in alignment, when you in you're elevated within yourself, you're looking for the lessons and to evolve within the situation. So even though within the pain, it's
Mm-hmm.
still beautiful because you're
Mm-hmm.
getting something to better yourself. You're growing. And
Mm-hmm.
you know what I've noticed too, Shay, though, and this is crazy because me and you have talked about this. When you let go and you let
Mm-hmm.
spirit do what spirit need to do,
Mm-hmm.
you are it'll take you down a path you never even thought even existed.
Is that it's not that you just never dreamed. You didn't even know that
Right.
path was even there. It was like, wait, all this time, this is a whole sector of life that people are enjoying. Like that day that we were riding in the middle of the
Yeah.
day,
Yeah.
and we were like drinking coffee and eating muffins, and I'm like, look what your life has become, dude. Like, what? It's 2 in the afternoon. We have nowhere else to be. We can ride as long as we want to, except for right now because gas is like fifty
Man,
dollars a
yeah,
gallon. But
man. Mm-mm. These feet will be walking, baby.
but we could in the middle of the day, and it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be a weekend.
Right,
It's
right.
not like it's your day off. Every day is your
Man,
day off from a nine to
man,
five job.
man.
Not to say that 9 to 5 jobs are not still
Right, right,
blessings.
right, right.
However, when you can get to a point in your life where it's
Mhm.
like you're not dependent upon other people and other things, man, that is just
Yeah, man.
it's a beautiful thing.
And it's like a
Alignments.
flow. That alignment is beautiful because I would say this, like I had dreams to be so many things. I had things that I wanted to complete, things I wanted to go
Mm-hmm,
after. And the crazy thing about it, I used to constantly hear, and from my sister, my sister,
mm-hmm.
Empress Butterfly, she used to tell me all the time, let go. Let go.
I
Stop
get
trying to
tired.
control so much shit. And we do. We
Mm-hmm,
want things to work out a certain way. And the universe, God, however you express it to be, has the
mm-hmm.
path of least resistance for you. And that little boy within me had dreams. That little boy within me had goals. And one of the dreams I forgot all about. And this is
Hey.
key. And this is the reason why my this was just a revelation to me now.
Mm-hmm,
This is key. It was crazy because when I was younger, I shot that rocket up, and I call them rockets. I shot that rocket up about that dream that I had, and I took my focus off of it. And because I
right.
took my focus off of it, it was able to do what it needed to do without me even realizing it, right?
Mm-hmm,
So everything else in my life, every other like passion of mine or gift of mine, I put so much focusing on it. I'm gonna tell you that I was fucking shit up
And it
because
happens.
I was fucking so much shit up. And what happened was all of a sudden now in my life, that one dream that that little boy had,
Mm-hmm.
this
Coming into
whew,
fruition.
that one dream that I used to put in my Bible, that one dream that I had a passion for, that I let go. I let that rocket go up and I let go. I didn't even focus on it anymore. Don't you know that that dream is manifesting in my reality now?
Mm. All
And it
because
taught
you
me,
did what?
come on now. I shot that rocket and I let it release. And what we have to understand is, the process of alignment manifestation. What I started learning was just because your focus is not on it, don't mean that it's not working for you.
Correct. It's like planting the seed and watching and trying to upheave the soil every
Ah,
time to
come
see, hey, has
on.
my seed grown a little bit today? No. Let me put the dirt back over and come back tomorrow.
Right. Right. It's
No.
come on, Shay. And that's why I love moments like this, because that was just a big aha moment for me, because I never even thought about that. But I've noticed those things that I'll shoot up and I let the
Mm-hmm.
universe do what it need to do. I ain't focusing on it every day. I ain't thinking about it. I ain't going to the mail to check on it. I ain't doing all that very thing is manifesting in my life.
It is. And it comes a lot easier and it comes naturally.
Come
You
on.
don't have to, you don't always have to work hard.
Oh, can you say it again?
You don't always have to work hard. You can learn, you got to learn how to work smart.
Yes. Yes.
Go with the flow instead of against the current.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like we've
Honestly.
learned that. Like we've learned that, you got to bust your ass. That type of mentality. We've
Mm-hmm.
learned that over the years, and we feel like that's what we have to do to get to where we need to be. When it's not even like that, you all. It's not. And I'm
It's
learning
not.
that. I'm learning that. Shay, I freaking love you.
I love you back.
And this right here, this show was just off the whim, y'all.
Yeah.
It was literally just off the whim because yes, I love the Kicking It with Lyric official show, but I always wanted to do something different. And listen, you can have your hands in multiple pots. Okay.
Absolutely.
Do your thing in multiple different ways. And this is something that I always wanted to do. I always wanted to do radio. And this was an opportunity for me to kind of express that dream of mine. And I think, I didn't say nothing before, but I think me and Shay
Mm-hmm.
together are gonna come to y'all and have these conversations often, and have a few people come on and talk about their experiences and their life and their journey, because Shay, I love how we flow, baby. I love this flow. I love how we ignite each other. Can you please tell everyone where they can find you?
I'm sure. So if you want to find me on Instagram, you can find me at, let me see which one I'm going to give y'all. You know what? Because this is where I'm going to honestly start working and doing my
Okay.
stuff at. So I'm
Okay.
going to do Empress Butterfly 11.
Yes, yes, yes.
I do have a Facebook group that I'm becoming more active in, and it's called the Goddess. No, it's actually not. It's called Divine Butterfly.
Got you. Got you.
It is
Got
called Divine Butterfly. And then let's see, are we gonna do YouTube? Because I haven't started that yet.
you.
And I don't know when Spirit gonna let me do that one.
It's just like it's
But
you
you know
just go
what?
with the flow.
Look up Empress Butterfly. That's where I'll be.
Empress
Empress Butterfly.
Butterfly. And listen, Shay is amazing at readings, okay?
Oh.
And amazing. And I would love, with her permission, when we do come back, for her, to take some people and do some readings live. If you all are willing and will be okay with having those readings done, so you can see the flow and the magic, the amazingness from which is Empress Butterfly. Because she
I'm
is
open to it.
brilliant.
I'm
She's
open. I'm open.
Y'all, when I tell you, she done told me so many new assholes.
Oh, oh, don't do that.
I mean, but listen, it done got me to this point, y'all. You need people in your life, and that's another thing. This is another thing. Number one, you can't trust everybody reading your energy. Number
Facts.
one. And number two, you need people that's going to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Okay. Realness, uninhibited, honest truth. And I have two amazing people in my life, the beautiful Shalom, I am light. And this beautiful young lady that I'm talking to now, um, have been two people that have given me some amazing wisdom along my journey. And it's important for you to have people like that. And I'm gonna tell you, she ain't gonna hold back.
Say it like that. I'm scared
It's
of
love
people.
though. It's love. Don't be scared, but if you want to heal, you gonna heal, baby.
These are facts. Because I mean, here's the reason that I'm like that though.
Hmm.
Because for so long in life, we sit around, we sugarcoat and we bullshit.
That's it.
And we have people coming in and they tell you what you want to hear. And when you go on this journey, you see all these people talking about, oh, it's love and it's light. And I'm gonna be real with you. My journey wasn't all love and light. My journey was knuck if you buck. So
Hey, the theme song for my life. What is
so I'm like, hold on. Did I miss the love and light session of this? Because what happened? So I don't like to give a lot of fluff. Now I'm not gonna be rude about it or
right,
anything like
right, right.
that, but I do have to be honest with you, whether it's good or bad, because for so long we sit and we've been lied to, we've been played with, and it's like you don't want to come to somebody else who's gonna do the same thing that you just came from.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
what?
yeah,
You could have
yeah.
just stayed where you were for that.
Come on now. That's it. Why lie? God,
Mm-hmm.
it was times because that's the whole like that is the most important piece of this journey is keeping it damn real with yourself.
Thanks.
Half of the time, half of the shit that I was going through, it was me.
Mm-hmm.
This is what people like when you get to that point and you get into the journey and realize like I got to take accountability for my life. And I uploaded a picture, a video the other day on TikTok, and I was saying, listen, we got to get out of that egotistical view of who we are
Yep.
and understand our patterns of who we are. Baby, if you
Mm-hmm.
consistently stealing, you
Hmm.
a thief.
And it is.
If you continuously lying constantly over and over again, baby, I'm here to tell you you are a
You're a
liar.
liar.
And it's not until you keep real with yourself and be honest with yourself that you can honestly go within that thing and heal that thing and shift that thing and figure
Mm-hmm.
out if it's not conducive anymore to your reality. See, I ain't here to tell you to do anything. I ain't here
Facts.
to tell you to do anything, but it's up to you to make that decision. But you can't make change if you're not honest.
Absolutely. And just remember that, I mean, you got legs, you don't have roots. You can move, you can change.
Man, that right there can preach itself. And what you said the other day, you said even a tree and when a tornado come through, that motherfucker
It can be
uproot.
uprooted with the right gust of wind. Yep.
But you can pull something from the root. You all like love on yourself, and that's another thing through this process. Love on yourself, embrace yourself. Okay,
Be gentle with
be
yourself.
gentle.
Because if you can't, okay, so it's just like the whole world is beating your ass every day, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna come back home and beat you up too. Like, where do you find your Where do you find your silence? Where do you find your safe space? If you can't be safe nowhere else, you need to be able to be safe with you.
That's
Be
it.
honest with you, but
That's
be
it.
safe and be gentle and be kind to you.
That's it. Love yourself through the process. Be gentle with yourself because you got to change that self talk.
Mm-hmm.
How you talk to yourself. And half of the times, the voice that we hear are our parents' voice in the beginning, how they talk to
Mm-hmm.
us and the pressure that they put on us. So we adapt that way of communication with ourselves and
Right.
we handle ourselves that way and then ultimately handle other people on the outside of us the same way.
Yep.
Like, you got to change the way that you talk to yourself. If you do something that you feel like you shouldn't have done, I want you to take time and love on you. Just take time to love yourself through that situation and allow yourself to feel through it. Feel through it. Don't push it aside, but love on yourself through the process and work
Mm-hmm.
yourself through that thing. Because I'm telling you, something I say all the time, you have everything you need on the inside of you to become the best version of you possible.
Everything.
Okay? Everything you need. Be your own voice. Stand within yourself. Because when you decided to manifest yourself into this human existence, When you decided to do that and come into this human form, you must understand you have spirit guides, you have God, you have angels, you have so many people connected to you ready to guide
Mm-hmm.
your way.
Mm-hmm.
So give yourself a chance and love yourself through the process. Shay, I love you so much.
I love you back,
And
babe.
you all, just a quick announcement. Listen, these podcasts will be uploaded soon to multiple different platforms, including the amazing Apple Music. Okay, so you all will be able to go back and listen to these little podcasts that we do, and listen, after doing this video, I most likely will still do the Kicking It with Lyric official show, and y'all be able to see our beautiful faces. But I wanted to do something that calls people to listen. Okay, we're so focused on the visual of everything. Sometimes we got to sit down, close our eyes, and listen. Okay, and take in knowledge and wisdom. Shay will be back on the show. Shay, I love you so much. What I want to do is give you some a moment to give these individuals, beautiful people that's listening, some amazing courage and words of wisdom.
Well, first, I'm going to start by saying you don't need it, but I'm so incredibly proud of you for
Oh,
stepping out and doing what it is that you have been called to do, the things that you feel comfortable within yourself doing,
thank
being authentic with yourself. And I encourage anybody else to start to learn who you are and be authentic with you. That is going to be the word of the year is
you.
authenticity.
Oh, oh my God. This is why I love her, because it's true. Be authentic, man. Stop giving your representatives because look, she sparked something else. Stop giving your representatives because listen, you wonder why you don't connect with the people around you. That's because you've been given your representative. If
Correct.
you ever want to shift your life, give people who you really are, baby. And that is the quickest. I don't call it rejection. I call it protection.
Protection. Yep.
Okay.
Because you
You're
really
gonna
don't want nobody around you who doesn't love you and respect you for who you
come
are,
on now.
and they can only see you for what they who and what they want and need you to be for them. Don't do
Mm,
that.
man. Listen, y'all, I love you all. We are going to go ahead and get off of here and get some other things done. But Shay, I love you so much.
I
Goddess, we
love
will
you
plan
back.
the next podcast because I definitely want you a part of this. And like I
Well,
said,
thank you.
you would most definitely we're gonna bring some amazing people over here. You guys, I've been connected with some beautiful people through TikTok. I was blessed to be able to get over 82,000 freaking followers,
Yes.
and and I met some beautiful people, and I want them to come on and tell their story, and let's talk some stuff up and heal together, y'all. This is what this is about. No games, man. Let's really heal. This ain't
Mm-hmm.
entertainment, man. This is life, y'all. This is real life, and let's heal together and have fun. So we're gonna have those moments. We're gonna talk up a schedule for this podcast. Hell, who knows, I might just let y'all know 2 hours or a few hours before when I'm gonna do them, but I will upload them to all those platforms on a specific day so you all can come back to them. Shay, I'm gonna put you in the back room real quick,
Go
and
for it.
I will be right back with you. Don't disconnect.
Okay.
All right, love. Listen, y'all, I am so excited about these new journeys and new things that are taking place. Listen, we have no time to sleep on ourselves. We have no time to self doubt, self hurt. We have to create a new voice for ourselves. We have to create a new voice for ourselves. The way we speak to ourselves, and how we handle ourselves, because we have so much potential and so many things that we can actually do and get done. And it's time for us to live at our full potential. And I love you all. And as you all know, I like to go ahead and leave you with a little something that I say all the time. I want you to continue working, continue evolving, continue transforming into the person that you were designed to be, knowing that you have everything that you need on the inside of you to be the best version of you possible. I love you all, and I'm thankful for you all. And until next time, Ashe.
What's up, world? Thank you so much for tuning in to Kicking It with Lyric Official. Make sure you like, comment, and also subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you can be notified when I upload new content. Listen, I love to hear from my viewers. If you have any content ideas or anybody that you feel like I should be interviewing, make sure you email me at kickingitwithlyricofficial@gmail.com. Again, it's kickingitwithlyricofficial@gmail.com. Listen, I love you all. And to all my evolutionary manifestors, make sure you continue working, continue evolving, and continue transforming to the person that you were designed to be. And until next time, ashe, 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 ashe.